All right, everyone. So day 4 of mentor sentences. Again, this is our imitation sentence. This is the last square of the week. And generally, if you were in class, we would be taking a short quiz and we would be talking about it in class, about everything that we've studied for the week. So again, day 1, we talked about what we noticed. We talked about how, for example, the noun in the sentence, hands, that it's plural. It's talking about more than one. We talked about how the sentence begins with a capital letter. We talked about it being descriptive and using adjectives. We talked about how there is an apostrophe in Sarah's name up at the top, the apostrophe. We talked about the punctuation, the period at the end of the sentence, and we talked about how that verb was past tense, which means it's something that already happened. On the parts of speech, this was what we did on Tuesday. That's always day 2. We talked about Sarah's being a possessive proper noun, meaning we're talking about Sarah's hands. Those hands belong to her. Hands being the plural noun. Were being that verb, specifically the linking verb. Cold being an adjective. And being a conjunction. Clammy being an adjective. And then yesterday, day 3, we did a revised sentence. We made it just a little bit better, a little more descriptive. And so we came up with, instead of Sarah's hands, we talked about Sarah's small hands. And then we talked about how they were not just cold, but icy cold. And then instead of clammy, we actually described that word as being damp and sticky. Sarah's small hands were icy cold, damp, and sticky. Now today we get to have some fun because we get to take these parts of speech up here that we talked about and we get to make a whole different sentence. It can be a whole different meaning. Doesn't matter what we talk about. We can just have some fun with it. The first thing we need to decide is who we're going to be talking about in our imitation sentence. So we're going to need a name. We're going to need a name. Let me see, who am I going to call on to give me a name? Let's see. Connor. Connor, what name should we use in our sentence?
Dylan.
Dylan. Excellent. Dylan. So we're going to talk about, oops, I'm sorry, I kept it underlined and did not mean to. Let me change that quickly. Okay. So, nice choice. So Dylan's. So are we going to be talking about hands? What are we going to be talking about? Something of Dylan's. Something of Dylan's. We're going to need a noun of some kind. It could be another part of his body, right? It could be something that he has, something that he owns. It could really be anything as long as it's a noun. Let's see what we're going to come up with. Isabel, go ahead. Feet. Dylan's feet. Dylan's feet. Now, are we going to say it's right now or in the past? So should we say were Dylan's feet were, or Dylan's feet are. Which one should we use? Ava, what do you think? Which should it be?
I think we should do were.
Were. Perfect, thank you. Dylan's feet were, okay. Now, my friends, we need to come up with some adjectives about Dylan's feet. Now, let me say this right now. I'm going to be super clear. Okay, super clear. This is all make-believe and pretend, right? We're doing this just to study grammar and parts of speech and to just look at writing in different ways. This is in no way real, right? This is all just pretend, because you know we have 2 Dylans in our class. This is not referring to either Dylan. All right, this is just a name. It's a beautiful name, Connor, thank you. And I do love that name, Dylan. This is all pretend, okay? So my friends, we need to come up with 2 or more adjectives, right? What we're really focusing on is being really descriptive, right? Because with good writing, we should be able to visualize something without seeing a picture of it. Does that make sense? Really strong writing is going to give me that mental picture without actually having to see a picture. So let's choose our adjectives really carefully here. All right, so Dylan's feet were, okay, I need one adjective. Let's see, Isis, do you have an adjective for me?
In pain.
Do you think that the word pain or painful is going to be describing Dylan's feet and how they look? Can we think of something that would help the readers see Dylan's feet in their brains without actually seeing a picture? Can you come up with another adjective for me?
Small.
Small, great, thank you. Small, that's one. Thank you, Isis. Let's see, who else is gonna come up with one? Sophia, do you have another adjective?
I thought Dylan's feet were small and sweaty.
Small, sweaty, okay. And let's try to come up with one more adjective. So far, you all are doing great. Can we come up with one more? Can we come up with one more? Let's see. Let's see, who are we gonna call on? Noah. I haven't heard from Noah today. Do you have an adjective for this sentence? And Noah, if you're speaking, I'm not hearing. You might be muted. I'm not seeing you in my windows right now. So Noah, remind me to check on you as soon as I stop sharing my screen. Okay, I want to make sure that your technology is okay. Let's see, Dylan T, do you happen to have another adjective for our sentence? I love how you're thinking so hard. Wow. Really putting some thought into this. If you think of one, Dylan, and you'd like me to come back to you, I'm more than happy to do that when we come back together as a group, okay? Oh, Sophia, I'm seeing your hand. Go ahead.
Dylan's feet were small, sweaty, and maybe they were.
How about we talk about maybe temperature, maybe hot or cold?
Dylan's feet were small, sweaty, and aggressively hot.
Aggressively hot. All righty, my friends. This is the sentence that we came up with. And again, everyone, you need to stay muted. I need your microphones off, please. Thank you. So we came up with Dylan's feet were small, sweaty, and aggressively hot. Please make sure that you write that down in square 4. Again, this is our imitation sentence, just using the same parts of speech and creating something completely different. In just a second, we're going to come back together. Okay. All right, everyone. So nice job on that, really nice job on that. And so again, my friends, I do want to make absolutely certain that we all understand that the sentences that we create through imitation, if we are using the name of someone who just happens to be in our class, this is in no way talking about any particular student, right? I know that in years past, many sentences started off with Miss D, and it was just a lot of fun. And I know that it's all make-believe and it's all pretend. So I just want to emphasize that, my friends. It's just all make-believe and it's all pretend. We are simply trying to take a closer look at parts of speech, at grammar, and just the structure of writing so that we can make our own writing stronger. Okay? So you all did a really good job on that. Really good job. We're going to have a whole new mentor text next week, and I promise that you will love it.